In a small village called Agona, there lived a young woman named Ama. Every day she sold palm oil at the market. She was kind, gentle, and always helped others, but she hardly ever spoke. People called her Ama the Quiet. But at night, when the moon was high, Ama heard soft voices. They were not from people. They sounded like whispers from the wind or maybe from spirits. Ama lived with her sick mother. She worked hard every day and gave her last coin to help others. She helped a little girl named Amina buy books. She stopped neighbors from fighting. Everyone liked Ama, but still, no one really listened to her. She just smiled and stayed quiet. One day at the market, a man named Kofi shouted, "Ama's palm oil is no good. It has no power." The villagers laughed. Ama stayed quiet, but deep inside she felt sad. That night when she sat near her palm oil, she heard the whispers again. This time, they were clearer. "Sing, Ama. Bring back your song." Next market day, Kofi returned to Ama's stall. The crowd watched silently. Without a word, he kicked over her pot. Palm oil spilled everywhere, glistening in the dirt like tears. Ama gasped, and then she collapsed. She fainted, right there on the ground. Then, something no one could explain happened. Light burst through the clouds and filled the marketplace. The wind stopped. Time froze. And from that light came shimmering spirits, dressed like ancient African kings and queens, with crowns of fire and robes like moonlight. They circled Ama gently. One spirit stepped forward and spoke. "Your silence was strong, but now your song will return." The people wept. Even Kofi fell to his knees. Ama's eyes opened, glowing. The next day, Ama did something she hadn't done in a long time. She sang. At first, her voice was soft, like a whisper carried by the wind, but then it grew stronger, louder, and sweeter, like honey melting in the morning sun. People began to gather, one by one, then 10 by 10. They came from every corner of the village just to hear her voice and to buy her palm oil. Her small stall became the heart of the market. Then, one tired farmer came forward. He said, "Ama, my farm is dry. The earth is cracking. What should I do?" Ama looked at him, and without a single word, she sang. She sang to his land, to the sky, and to the sleeping seeds below the soil. That very night, rain fell. Showers soaked the dry ground. The farmer danced barefoot in the mud and shouted with joy, "Ama's voice is magic." And from that day on, her song was no longer silent. It was sacred. Soon, something beautiful happened. The whole village gathered, not to shop, not to trade, but to celebrate Ama. They brought drums, pots, and baskets of food. Mothers stirred stews over fire. Children ran with painted faces. Old men tapped their canes to the rhythm of the drums. And Ama, she sang, not just for herself anymore, but for everyone. Her voice floated above the rooftops and trees, warm, bold, and full of spirit. Even Kofi, the one who tried to break her, stood at the edge of the crowd. His head was low, his eyes soft. He didn't speak, but his face said, "I'm sorry." Ama smiled, not out of pride, but because she had become whole. She was no longer just the quiet girl in the corner. She had found her voice. And that voice helped others find hope, healing, and rain. The lesson? Even the quietest people carry powerful gifts. Sometimes silence is strength, but when your heart is ready and when the time is right, your true song will return and the world will be blessed